Once upon a time, there was a boy named Reggie. He was your average slice of cheese pizza. No pepperoni, no bell peppers, no mushrooms. He lived a happy life with his mom Bree and his dad Krusty. Reggie not only cared about his family and friends, but loved to help others. Every day, Reggie had his normal routine, which brought him comfort, and he always knew what to expect. He went to school, enjoyed spending time with his friends, always had his daily snack of fish-shaped crackers, and loved taking his dog Diggity on walks. Each year, they went on a road trip, which he always looked forward to. Until one day, something suddenly changed, and he didn't feel well. He was scared because he didn't want anything to be wrong, and he didn't want to go to the doctors. It also didn't help that one of his biggest fears were needles. If there was one thing Reggie was afraid of, it was doctors, because they gave shots. When he wasn't feeling better, he had to be brave and go to the hospital. Because of that, Reggie had to have a lot of testing done. Nurses brought him into different rooms to do x-rays, CAT scans, EKGs, and MRIs. He even had to have several marinara transfusions. He always made sure to thank his nurses and doctors because he knew they were only trying to help him. Reggie made bracelets to give them as a thank you. After all the tests, the results finally came back. His doctor gave him the news.
Your body has suddenly become allergic to gluten and lactose, which is a pretty serious problem since you're a slice of cheese pizza. Your body is attacking itself.
Because of that, Reggie's life changed, and he was in the hospital for a long time. He couldn't hug his mom or dad since they were cheese, which has lactose, and bread, which has gluten. His doctor said he couldn't eat his favorite fish-shaped crackers anymore.
Reggie, hand them over.
He had to face his fear of shots daily. He learned to use a cold spray to numb his arm first and use a counting technique his mom came up with to help distract him. He spent a lot of time drawing his friends and family to get his mind off the worries and pass the time in the hospital. He couldn't do a lot of the things he used to do since he was stuck in the hospital. Because of that, Reggie felt frustrated, but he knew he had to be strong and find a way to get through this so he could go home. He was confused why everyone said he was so brave. He sure didn't feel brave most days, but he was starting to realize that you can't have bravery without fear. So maybe it made sense to have a little bit of both. He felt alone because nobody he knew had this problem. His friends had never heard of it, and they both had a lot of questions. He didn't want to have to do treatments for the rest of his life. It made him want to find a cure to not only help himself, but help others. He would need regular IV infusions of his medicine, pembrolizumab. Once he started the treatments, it was for life, and he felt like he would never go back to feeling normal again. Until finally, Reggie started to feel better. After almost 2 months in the hospital, his doctor told him he could go home. He finally had hope, and he wanted to create awareness by speaking out. Reggie and his mom met with senators to create a law to help make life easier for sick kids and adults like him. He was invited to cut the ribbon for a new marinara bank and got to thank all of the tomatoes who made life-saving donations. Reggie worked with his parents to start a business where they could raise funds for research to help others suffering from chronic illness. He went to his treatments at the hospital every 2 weeks, and his nurses, doctors, and therapists became like family. He got to play with his friends and was reunited with Diggity. He even got to have his favorite fish-shaped crackers again. He realized that even the darkest moments can still have light, and you have the power to accept and adapt to change. There was no cure for Reggie's disease, but he was learning to heal through helping others. Sometimes heroes look like Superman, and sometimes they look like a kid who is your average slice of pizza and a cheesecake. Things aren't always what they appear. Nobody's perfect. Courage is a choice, and sometimes bravery chooses you. Life can change in an instant, and it is up to you to decide the next chapter in your story. And maybe, just maybe, the normal you were searching for never existed at all.
Mr. Rogers once said, "Anyone who does anything to help a child in his life is a hero to me." So I would like to first thank all the heroes for being here tonight, and thank the heroes who put so much hard work into making this event happen.
As the holiday season approaches, a lot of people have a gift giving on their minds. There's never a shortage of gifts to give if you look in your heart. My wish is for more people to consider the gift of giving of life and get out there and donate blood. It costs nothing, but it's priceless, and is truly the best gift of all, both for the donor and the recipients and their families. Thank you.